What's up, Max? Max, I got your note and I saw your email. Hey, Kevin, Austin, Scott, what's up? Oh. Those guys. No, you're good, Max. What's up, Drew? Drew, I'm sorry about our lesson. Thanks, Nick. Hey, Anthony. All right. Okay. All right, so everybody's here. It's all good. I'm feeling better, Drew, by the way. Today was a rough, my God, it was a rough week. Okay, so we're just going to start really quickly. We have a lot to talk about. No problem. Greetings, good sir. Hey, big fan. Oh, thanks, man. Thanks. Very appreciated. All right, so we're gonna the way this works is I'm really trying to get into gear, as in like, hey, do a video Tuesday, and I give you guys only 2 days to watch the video. Leave any questions in the comments, and I go through comments and I look at the questions and I answer them. So I'm just gonna go through. I got my little trusty phone here with all the comments, and I'm just gonna go through all the questions that I had since the beginning, and I'm just gonna answer them in order really quickly. So this is about the myth of Mixolydian Part 2. If you guys have seen it, I thought it was a pretty decent video. Oh, hey, Tom, you actually chimed. Hey, what's up, buddy? How you doing? Good to see you at Wanee. Yeah, that was cool. That was really cool. All right, so now, hey, John, did you get my my video? Hey, buddy. Hold on, love the myth of Mixolydian 2. Great. Hold on, John Tapper. I gotta make sure I sent you the video and a chart. He's a custom video customer. No, I sent it to you. Check your email right now. Like, get off the live stream. But I sent you the video. At least I think I did. Now we're gonna make me check everything here. But okay. Well, I'll get to it. Email me back and just take a look, okay? Because I sent you the video and the chart. Okay, so let's get down. Let's get down to business. But hey, Austin. Yeah, check it, John. All right, so let's go. Great. I'm just gonna go through. Hey, Ian, would you recommend the Mixolydian scale? Okay, so one of the first questions I get on the myth of Mixolydian is, hey, Ian, I learned about everything I learned about lead. I learned from you. It sounds hey, Sean. Sounds like a title of a book. I got pentatonics down. Would you recommend the Mixolydian scale as a must-know scale? Yeah, I think that the Mixolydian scale is a must-know scale. And Jimmy, if you do see this video, you can watch any one of my videos that has the word Mixolydian in it, or you can my Franklin's Tower video. The Mixolydian scale is just a major scale with a flat 7. So if you watch Oyo Como Va's coming. Hey, Joe's learning Oyo Como Va, but don't worry. I have a chart and an invoice. No video. I'll resend the video. I'm sorry, John. I really hope I didn't send it to someone else. Someone got a bonus video. That'd be weird. Okay, so if you really want to get the Mixolydian down, you can do it many ways. If you look up the stitch method, major scale, you can learn that major scale. That's the video, stitch method major scale. Yeah, what's up, Cheddar? And you can just flat your 7, and then you have a big giant Mixolydian. But the thing is, you got to know how to use Mixolydian. And if you watch any of my videos about Mixolydian, you'll understand how to use it a little bit better. Let's see. Great stuff, man. Okay, awesome lesson. My understanding was, I'm just going through the comments. Okay, isn't playing Mixolydian on the 4th chord harmonically wrong, since we imply it being the 5th? Great lesson and thanks. So, oh man, hey Tom. Nice. Woohoo. Enjoy the show, Tom, but thank you for checking in. That was very nice. Good to see you. Really enjoy the show. That sounds awesome. Yeah, take a picture and then, send it to me. I hope you're rocking a stitch method shirt, Tom. Okay, so now, isn't playing the Mixolydian on the 4 chord harmonically wrong, since we imply it being the 5th? Great lesson. So just in case you haven't seen, I wrote back to this guy, Sebastian, and I wrote I wrote, no, the blues uses 3 different 7th chords, which breaks the rules of traditional music. When this happens, you can do a lot of different things because the rules have been broken. One way is to treat each 7th chord as the 5th of the key it would come from, hence why Mixolydian can work at that moment. Hope that made sense. So we're going to get a little bit into this, which is, I know I have my opinions on things, and I think I'm trying to teach you guys not like a secret of music. It's just how I see it, right? So people like their hearts explode when I say the blues does not have a key. And that's the truth. The blues doesn't have what we use as the term key. It has a home, but the word key doesn't mean home. And I might do a whole lesson, like whole stitch method, like what is the key really? But in the blues, we have a home. And if we're playing an A blues, that means, okay, we're playing a 1-4-5 off of A, but it doesn't mean we're in the key of A. But what that usually means, we have an A7, D7, and E7, and there's no keys that have an A7, D7, and E7 all together in it. And so we have this set of chords that really work really well together, known as the blues, but you can't just stick to a key and play in it. You can't. It's not going to work. You have to move around. What you can do is you can put the minor pentatonic on top of it because it has no mode assigned to it, and then you can start manipulating that minor pentatonic with special notes, and that's in my Blues Primer playlist and my master classes. But what you can also do is treat every single moment of chord as a particular like guideline. So when you're on the 1, you can play the minor pentatonic, and it's going to oh nice, you found it, good, okay. You're going to find the pentatonic on 1, minor pentatonic working well. And then when the 4 chord moves, you could actually treat that as a new moment and say, well, we have another 7th chord here. I can choose to put the minor pentatonic on top of it. I can choose to put a mixolydian on top of it because we're treating it as an individual piece plucked out of a key. And same thing with the 5 chords. So because we have these 3 7th chords working together, you don't have a specific key. And that's why you have so many options in the blues. And so learning more and more options about what you can do on each chord change really makes it kind of like jazz. Exactly. It's exactly like jazz. That's the jazz mentality, which is where are we now? I have a video which a lot of people, like all these jazz like snobs, hate because it's called blues theory versus jazz theory. And blues theory is, okay, like what key are we in or what blues are we playing? Oh, we're playing an A blues, the power of the 5 compels you, and you sit and you play an A blues. And then it's just you, David. I'm sorry. Just reboot and see what happens. Was watching Most Horrifying Things Caught on Tape, Glenn. And now the thing is, where the hell was I? I just totally lost my train of thought from that. Anyway, can somebody just tell me where the F I was? Yeah, Mixolydian. Oh yeah, and then where are we now? Sorry, and then jazz. Every moment is where are we now. Thank you, Kevin. Kevin, good to see you. I haven't heard from you, Kevin. I wanted to email you, but thank you, Kevin, for like keeping track. You're like my referee. And so, oh, nice. Slabo Day is a very good song, Adam. That's a very good song. So in jazz, it's where are we now? Like, right, like, okay, what chord are we on right now? Let me play that. And like, if you guys want to hear a really good example of where are we now, and I just caught on the radio, which is King Solomon. King Solomon's March. What the hell is the name of the song? Grateful Dead song. Anyway, I'm having a blank. That's a good like where are we now song. Anyway, so let me keep on going. Hey, evening to you, guitar. What's guitar girl KB? Okay, yeah. I don't know why I thought you changed your name. Marbles. Oh yes, King Solomon Marbles. Yeah, I don't know why. I thank you. I don't know why I had a problem pulling that up. Okay, so now I'm going to keep on going through some more questions on the Mixolydian, and then we will get to the best story. The best story I think of my life, and we'll talk about that. Okay, so let's see. Personally prefer the sound of the minor pentatonic. I hate jazz. Fine, cool. That's what it's all about, right? So like, if you don't, we will have a duet video. If you don't like, your Mixolydian on top of the 4, stick with the minor pentatonic. It has that nice bluesy sound. Another great lesson. Looking forward to it. Great usable ideas. I can't wait to start working on the Mixolydian. Albert, are you here? Albert, I got your question, and you're talking about how you're just having a hard time keeping up with the right hand stuff. I'll do some right hand videos for you, Albert. I can't answer that question right now in the live feed because I have to kind of construct it. And I apologize. Thanks, Mixolydian, because beatbox. Oh yeah. So this question, I'm going to read it kind of slowly because I want to make sure it makes sense. Thanks, Ian. Appreciate the lesson. Question: When you did the Mixolydian on the 4, it was a D Mixolydian, correct? Let's see. In an A blues, the D is the 4. What's up, Slinger Race? Slinger Race? Slinger Ace? Slinger Ace. Nice to have you here. Yes, when I'm on the A blues, the 4 is the D. So I did do a D Mixolydian because it seems like the BB box was an A. And that, okay, so let's just talk about that little thing. And that's the truth is, you know, the BB box is a form 3 pentatonic modified. So if I have my form 1, A minor pentatonic, and I take it to my form 2, and I get into form 3, you know, your full form 3 is right here in the 10th fret. And so the BB box takes this flat 7, turns it to a 6. And right there is the same place where the D Mixolydian is. So the thing is the BB box looks and smells a lot like the D Mixolydian. They're pretty much in the same exact place. They line up together. The thing is that the BB box, like when you stick to it and you plant your first finger there, you get more of that blues sound. But when you play the full Mixolydian, you can kind of get more like range on it. Okay, and let's see what else we got. And believe it or not, I haven't had any coffee. Isn't that crazy? Okay. No, say excellent lesson. Cheddar. Wait a second. You expect me to actually learn and remember all the stuff you taught me while playing? Geez. And the answer is yes, Cheddar. Have a great day. Do you think BB went off of Mixolydian or just figured it out by accident? You know, it's a great question. I don't know, but you know, when you look at a BB box, it's a minor pentatonic with like a piece of a Mixolydian like sandwiched on top that somebody stepped on and then picked it up as one piece and was like, "What is this?" And so, yeah, it kind of looks like this hybrid Mixolydian like 3-string chunk with the 6 in it, and that's quite possible, man. Quite possible. Let's see. Keep hearing people talking about the cage system because I spent years playing. So, okay, that's not coming. Okay, so that's all the reviews. What about Mixodorian? You can use a Mixodorian, and so the question is that Daniel asks, or Dan asks, is can you use the Mixodorian? You absolutely can. It's just, you know, when I think of a Mixodorian scale, I think of the pentatonic with the chord tones in it, or, you know, a pentatonic with a Mixolydian on top of it. So even though you have this one chunk, you have to mentally be able to separate a Mixodorian into its Mixolydian and minor pentatonic type thing, so you know how to grab each sound you want. You know, you can't just fly through a Mixodorian scale because there's a lot of flavor in it, but when you peel it apart and see what it is, oh, I got the Mixolydian, I have minor pentatonic. The 6 does sound sweet, you know, like it does. So that's that. Okay, so any quick questions about the myth of Mixolydian before we get to one of the best moments of my entire life? And we'll talk about that. And we're going to talk about Wanee. We're going to talk about everything here. Oh, wait a second. This is chicory tea, by the way, just in case anybody wants to know. Coconut and dandelion chicory tea. All right, so all right. So everybody, listen up. We're going to sit and talk. Okay, what is Mixodorian again? Justin, if you go on my channel, if you go on YouTube and type in Stitch Method Mixodorian, you'll see about 3 or 4 videos pop up. It's a very powerful scale, which is a pentatonic, a minor pentatonic, and a Mixolydian scale combined. And learning how to use it properly is very, very important. So you can definitely find that stuff on the Stitch Method. Okay, so for all of you guys, yeah, coconut dandelion. Is that terrible? It's coconut dandelion tea. I don't know. That's what it is. All right. Sorry, Stephen. All right. So I went to the Wanee Music Festival. Everybody listen up, turn up your headphones or your thing, and just, here we go. I'm going to tell you a cool story. I went to the Wanee Music Festival last weekend. I went there 2 days after having emergency oral surgery. Awesome. All right. So I was like already bummed out. I was in all this pain, but I went to Wanee, and some of the cool things that happened literally was within the first like 4 seconds. You probably saw my post. In the first 4 seconds, I had all these people who just recognized me, and I wasn't wearing any Stitch Method shirt. I was actually wearing like a dad shirt and sunglasses and like a hat, you know. And it was so nice to meet a lot of Stitch Method fans. Jesse, George, Miles, Bob, TJ. I can't remember all your names. I feel bad, but it was so nice having you guys pop out and we talked, and that was really effing cool. And so you guys probably know, and you saw my post that I did an In the Mind of video for Neal Casal. Now at Wanee, Neal was there. I knew he was going to be there. He was he's in the Chris Robinson Brotherhood. And So I'll tell you this quick story, which is, on the way up there, I was telling my wife, I'm like, I should really try and meet him. I should really try and I don't know, go around back where the backstage is and thanks, Bryce. And maybe not rush backstage, but when he gets off stage, be like, yo, Neal. And I was thinking of that. And the Chris Robinson band came on, and Neal was on stage in other places. He was on stage for other bands. And during the Chris Robinson Brotherhood, I was like, I'm not going to fanboy on him. I'm just gonna sit and relax and enjoy the show. And the guys they did great. And last time they came through Atlanta, they do put on a hell of a show. It was awesome. And so afterwards, we went to the restrooms, and me and my wife were walking back. And so now, anybody, just before I continue the story, does anybody know the name of the song that I did for Neal, In the Mind of Neal Casal? I'm going to sit here and wait. What was the name of the song? Because it's important, for the story. What was the name of the song I did for In the Mind of Neal Casal? There it is. Robert Wilson, Saturday's Children. Awesome. Okay, so we're walking back, Saturday's Children. There it is, Scott. We're walking back, and also my wife threw her arm across me, like when you stop a car short. And I was like, whoa, what? And she's like, Neal. And I'm like, what? And I look, and 20 feet away, Neal Casal is out in the field with everyone, and he's just talking to some dude. And I'm like, oh man. I'm like, yeah, that's Neal. I'm like, I should go introduce myself. I should, right? I'm looking at him, right? I should just go tell him who I am, tell him what I did, and blah blah. Tell him how much I really enjoy his playing and everything. And so I walk up closer to him, about 5 feet away, and and this is no joke. Neal, I'm Neal, right? You guys now are me, all right? And so Neal's talking to this guy, and Neal looks at me once, and he goes back, and then he looks at me again, and he does exactly this. He goes, Saturday's Children, right to me, and I was like, oh my God! I was like, you saw the video? And he's like, absolutely, I saw the video. And I was like, are you kidding me? And I just put my hands out, give me a hug. So grabbed him, gave him a big hug. And it was so awesome. He was like, dude, he's like, my friend emailed me that video. He's like, I watched the whole entire thing. And I was like, what? And he's like, it was so awesome. And he's like, it meant so much to me. He's like, I can't tell you how much love I felt in that video. And he's like, you're such a great teacher. You're such a great player. And I was like, just sitting there like, is this really happening? And I'm like, really? And he's like, absolutely. So we sat and we were talking, and a couple of people watching, and it was funny because he was and everyone was like, who's Neal? Not gushing over, but Neal was so he was so genuinely excited, and so was I. And we sat, we talked about a couple of things, but he knew exactly who I was, called me right out of the crowd. And I shook his hand. And I said, listen, I don't want to take up any more of your time, and I was like, thank you so much. And then we proceeded to move on. And I was just like, all right. And I made that post right there. And I just couldn't believe it that he knew. Yeah, I didn't cry tears of happiness. I was more in shock. I mean, literally, he was just like, Saturday's Children. And I'm like, that's the name of the song I did. What? I didn't, it's not that I didn't pinch myself. I knew it was happening. I'm looking at my wife what? But here's the better part of the story is the second night after Phil and Friends, not Phil and Friends, excuse me, after Phil and the Terrapin Family Band, which, by the way, Phil Lesh and the Terrapin Family Band, if you get a chance to go see them, please go see them. They were excellent. That was a solid 6 hours of music that I saw from them. And so after that, it's 10 o'clock at night, and this is the second night. This is the night after I met Neal. Yes, Neal killed Althea. He was up there with them. And it was that night. It was after Robert. It was after Neal played Althea. My wife and I are walking back to our campsite, and it's dark. We have flashlights, and it's incredible. And all of a sudden, I hear my wife go, "Hey, Neal!" And I'm like, "What?" And I look, and there's Neal again, just walking by himself in this dark dirt road, on the same dark dirt road that I am. And he's like, he has his earbuds in. He's like, "Oh, hey guys!" And he comes up to us. And I was like, is this really effing happening right now? And he's like, how you doing? I was like, good. I'm like, listen, I'm like, and I told him this, and I don't want you guys to get upset because I'm going to say something here, and you're probably not going to disagree. There were a lot of great guitar players there, but I truly believe, I said, Neal, I said, you're the best guitar player here. And he was all modest. He's like, I don't know. There's a lot of good guitar players. And I was like, listen, Neal, I'm like, there's a difference between guitar players who show off a lot, who use their technical prowess. But I said, you're playing really, to me, at least to me, it's from the heart. And I'm like, Neal, you care so much about your music, your guitar playing, sitting into the music, that it's really humbling and really fascinating to listen to. And he's like, oh, thanks. And then I made this joke. Are you guys enjoying the story? Am I talking too much? And I feel bad. I just made a joke to him. I said, hey, Neal, when you and I are in a band 3 years from now, we can talk about, we'll talk about how we met at Wanee. And he was like, absolutely, man. And I was like, oh, okay. And he's like, I love being in a band with 2 guitar players. And I was like, is this really happening? And we talked for a little bit. And I'll say that we actually exchanged information, and that was really cool. And like, I'm now like official like email buddies with Neal Casal. And I wrote to him a brief little thank you, and he wrote back to me. And it's just awesome, the fact that when I can understand from a musician's point of view who's traveling, like you're on tour a lot and you meet a lot of people. And I don't mean to sound rude when I say this, I understand the disposability of the moment where you meet people and you'll forget, we can forget, the interactions. But the fact that he knew who I was, the fact that he took time the second day to talk to me, the fact that, he respected what I do, and to at least give me his email and trust I'm not going to spam him or anything, which I'm not going to, and just keep in touch with him, blew my effing mind. So that was probably the most satisfying like manifestation of my entire life. And Neal, if you watch this, like, it was awesome meeting you, and email me, because we're going to be in a band together. Okay. Like 3 years from now, we'll be at Wanee, and all these people watching are going to be in the crowd with their Stitch and Casal shirts on. Okay. Anyway, so so that's my story, man, and that was awesome. From Reddit post to a dream job to buddies of legends. Yeah, right, exactly. What was his email address again? I'm not telling you that. I would never ever do that. No offense, but I miss Chris Robinson. Nice. That's right, Dean Karma. Yeah. The Stitch Casal band. Listen, like, everybody just start, putting it out there, because I would love to just get him on FaceTime or Skype for a good podcast, talking about, like, his transition from singer-songwriter, where he has several albums, into the Circles Around the Sun scene, and then into the Chris Robinson Brotherhood. And I would love to talk to him about that. I think that he was such a cool cat. He had so much love in his heart. And he was so genuinely just an awesome human being, and you can tell that he was really I can't believe I made that story up. I did not make that story up. Every night I'm going to sleep being like, wow, that really happened. And then to boot, is this where Neal comes out and plays Saturday Children's Friday? Yeah, and ladies and gentlemen, Neal. Would that not be funny? That'd be great. Hey, Neal, it's your time. Maybe if I would love to have him if he ever comes into Florida. So anyway, but the point is like, after that, I was on cloud 9, but still, like, a lot of Stitch Method fans were coming up. I think the best would be read. Everyone needs to check out GD50 Separate Music. Yeah, it was awesome. Take care, Austin. Fist bump. The best interaction they had was I think it was Miles or Wesley, but we're at a music festival and we're saying everybody's enjoying themselves. That's all I'm gonna say. And like, I was walking and this guy comes up to me and he's like, guitar Stitch guitar Stitch. I was like, yes. And he was like, I don't have any words. And I'm like, it's all good. Again, I was like, you go have a fun time. And it was really funny. Anyway, so that's my review on the Myth of the Mixolydian, and a review of one of the best days of my life. And oh, you smoked? Yeah, I had smoked a lot of jazz cigarettes that day. That makes sense, Cheddar. Cheddar, you were on Skype the other day, and I went to go surprise you, and you went offline. I was like, you bastard. So timing's everything. Anyway, so before we get going, because I'm almost at the half-hour mark, I'll answer any brief questions, and I think I'm really going to try and push. Hold on, wait a second. Bob, hold on. Bob, are you here? All right, come on. I know this. I met this guy twice. Once at a Dead show and once at Wanee, and he's the coolest cat in the world. And he always talks about how he sits and just snipes these live views. And come on, Bob, I know you're here, and just say hey, because that video we talked about is coming out soon. I'm going to be doing, I got whipping post all lined up. I just got to keep on like making sure my assessments are correct on it. But whipping post and in a particular mindset. I don't think it's going to be in the mind of per se. It's just going to be like, how do we jam to whipping post? But that's pretty much it. Yeah. Anything else before I get going? I got a lot to do. So, actually, you want to hear a cool project I'm doing? In the mind of Larry Carlton. Ooh, I got a kid into college. Cheddar. I got a kid into college. With Larry Carlton's Room 335. I got him a scholarship. I got that kid a scholarship with that song. Let's see. Any knowledge or thoughts about Beat Buddy pedal? Jared, somebody said I should get one, and I don't know it, but I want to look into that because I know how it works. I've seen it. I think I could use it much better than my just looper. So I'll take a look. So there you go. Oh, hey, Jason. Just not. If you only had 20 minutes a day to play guitar, how do you best maintain your chops? Woo. Okay, Justin, let's talk about that. Justin, I'm 5'10" tall. Okay, on a good day, 5'10", and when I need something in my top cabinet, because my kids can, like, let's say to something up in the top cabinet only daddy can have, right? I have to like really stretch, right, and like get on my tippy toes and like really get up there and like almost just like touch the thing and pull it. And so if you have 20 minutes a day, what you want to be doing, Justin, is you want to work on the song that you can, on your tippy toes, you can really almost get and work on getting it. So you really want to work on something that's touchable, that you need to refining it better, but not something that's totally out of reach. All right. So you want to, so you really, whatever song it is, whatever moment it is, something that you kind of almost have, spend your time on that and assess and listen. And when you do something right, remember what you just did. When you do something wrong, disregard it. And that's my advice for you. And maybe I'll talk about them further in depth. All right, guys. So let me tell you about this project. No problem, Justin. I hope it made sense. A really cool project. Have you heard of Slash's cover Wild Horses? No, I haven't. I can take a look. I'll take a look at that, Jacob. So where I teach, dig a lot of feet, appreciate what you're doing. High fives, dude, man, dude, bro. So where I teach, there's this caretaker who's the coolest dude in the world. Whoa, Slimy, thank you. But nobody start the chain. Thank you very much. That is really kind of you and much appreciated. Actually, Slimy, I'll tell you what that went to, okay? Here's the deal. I don't know if you caught it. I had an emergency oral surgery, like right here last week, and I had to spend $5,000 out of pocket. So that's going to help reimburse that. Thank you so much, because that was a big financial hit where I was like, great, thanks. I buy all this insurance and the insurance didn't cover it. Awesome. But anyway, that was nice. Okay, so I'm going to talk to you. Yes, when's the next? Oh, Slimy, every live stream should be, in theory, on a good day, Thursday nights, 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. Okay, for about a half hour. All right, so set your notifications by clicking on the bell. Cheddar, you're. Oh my God, Cheddar, thank you. Okay, so like, great. I'm gonna show my oral surgeon this and be like, listen, man, look, I have all these people. Just give me a break on the discount on the next procedure, except to spend and like, look, I'll shout your name out to all these people who are watching. But thank you, Cheddar. That was very nice of you. Do you think Jerry Garcia's playing was more influenced by blues or country? I think Have a Great Day, it's actually influenced by the marriage of the two, bluegrass, which is blues and country. It was both of them. So now, this little project, Cheddar, again, thank you, Slimy, thank you. This caretaker where I have my studio is the coolest dude in the world, and he is a puppeteer. He's a puppeteer, and downtown here, sometimes they have like farmers markets and stuff. And he sets up this really cool puppeteer booth, and he plays music, and all of his puppets either dance or play instruments. And so he designed, believe it or not, it laugh, but it's cool. A chicken puppet that plays acoustic guitar. And he came up to me. He's like, "Yo, dude, bro." I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "I need a half hour of acoustic Grateful Dead guitar music, like kind of like just the melody lines being played acoustic, blend it, do whatever you want to do." And I'm like, okay. So I recorded some of that. I have to record some of it now, and so I get to play like you know, like I'm gonna end this with a terrible performance. But like, you know, he doesn't want any chords. He wants like he wants the vocal lines of it. So the podcast's going to be on Apple Music. Eventually, the podcast will be up and Doggy. God, okay. Thank you, Doggy. Thank you. You guys are paying for high five. You're paying for my my teeth. You're paying for my teeth. That's very nice of you because I need teeth to chew. So yeah. So anyway, so I got to go do that, and he's going to Haight Ashbury on Saturday, and he's setting up his puppet show for a week. There's like a festival up there, and so he needs a little bit of the Grateful Dead acoustic guitar stuff. So I got to set up my studio and just record some stuff for him. So that's what I got to do, and that's why I got to go. So to everyone who spent a little cash on me tonight, which you didn't have to, thank you. How often am I doing the podcast? I want to do one at least once a month, at least, but I'm so effing busy. We'll see how it goes. I might Cheddar. I have some Skype people. I want to do a Stitching Company. Brian May, that'd be good. I want to do a Stitching Company podcast with some of the Stitch Methods, you know, like and talking about what they enjoy and what they're looking forward to and all that fun stuff. So last one's a lot of fun. Good. I'm glad. Actually, I got a text from Brett that several people had showed up to some of the shows from the Stitch Method podcast. So that was really, really effing cool. Yeah, thank you, Robert, and I'm glad it's Stitch Methods. Yeah. My friend coined that. I have to say it every time. I don't really like it, but it's funny as hell, so I'm just gonna keep it. But anyway, all of you have a beautiful night. I gotta go record some chicken pickin' Grateful Dead and send it over to him tonight. Thank you for being here. Except for the tooth, stupid insurance, I know. And just let you know, meeting Neal was the highlight of 2018 by far. And hope you enjoyed this live broadcast. See you guys later. Drew, I'm sorry we missed our lesson, but I'm feeling better now, and that's good. Thank you, Joe. Joe right there. Joseph's doing a little Oyo Como Va, so I will be doing In the Mind of Carlos for Oyo Como Va with what we do, but I already have it locked and loaded, Joe, so I know what I'm doing. Love to everybody. Have a great night. Thanks, man. Guys, have a wonderful night. Good to see you all. Take care. Bye.